Hello, everyone. We're here today, HTW talking about, and today we are going to talk about All Elite Wrestling Dynamite, Episode 1, the debut show of AEW. And yeah, Cedric is here with me. We are here for this uh, talk show. I don't know how to say.
Yeah, it'll be a little podcast, a little test to see if they like it. The short tie club.
Yeah, the short tie club. Yeah, that's us. And yeah, let's say let's start to say in general, I found the show okay, pretty interesting, and I expected something more. There were some cliches too in the show, but that's also what wrestling fans expect, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
And there was nothing new, nothing extreme revolutionary to me in general. Speaking about the whole card.
Well, we're still from. I would say for the wrestling fan that knows nothing, that's how you should gear your show. So they don't. Let's say you don't know these people. I suggest talk about them, their background, what their plans were, maybe what companies they wrestled for. But people don't mention that in wrestling. And just get an introduction. Help everybody understand what's going on and why it's going on, what makes it very important. Not about a life dream or something like, because no one gets about 5 years old and say, my whole goal is to wrestle for a company that doesn't exist. It won't exist until maybe I'm in my mid-20s. That's nobody's dream.
Yeah, let's say I guess you're speaking about Cody Rhodes now.
A lot of people. It's this whole dream thing that seems to be going around, talking about my wrestling dream and my loves and stuff. That's what's going on. I just want to kind of denounce that a little bit because it's just not feasible. It's not. But you know what? Go ahead. I just want to throw that out there.
Okay. Yeah. I'm honestly happy that there is a new company in the wrestling scene, something a little bit mainstream, and yeah, matches were very enjoyable. Good skill, good spots, high flying, some little bit of hardcore extreme segments, and a little bit for every taste, I guess.
Yeah, I've noticed that with AEW. I've noticed that. That's what they want, to give everybody a little something. And I get that, but it has to flow. It has to make sense. It just can't come out of nowhere. And, you can't, I don't think one should dedicate an entire match to that. I think elements of certain matches should give to that, but you don't want to wear it out,
I know what you mean, yeah. Yeah, the product is also new. We have to think that. So they have also to balance a little bit. And of course, there are great people working behind the scene. There are people that have experience. And that make the difference. But let's say they brought something that the wrestling fans want to see, and something new on the scene, and it's nothing revolutionary, but it's something fresh. Let's say, I can't say new, but something fresh, very fresh on the wrestling scene. And there were
I was going to say it's fresh, but what it really is, they're bringing back, and I don't know if there's a collaboration. I don't know.
What do you mean? Collaboration with who? With what?
It's strange, okay? It's just strange. Now this guy, Khan, that owns all of this TNT and stuff, and Omega and them were able to, get a deal with him and make this company and whatnot. and everyone there making six figures. That's on the that's signed to them exclusively. They're making a minimum of $100,000 a year.
I guess
But
more.
just it's a weird timing. For example, now I'm only going to bring this up just a little bit. All right, it's not a diss. It's not. It's not disrespectful. It's not saying anti. It's just something I noticed. WWE have been losing fans. Fans have been angry and
No,
tweeting this and that.
that's a fact since more than 1 year that the rating dropped
Yes,
a lot,
yes,
not a little,
uh,
a lot.
a lot, and it keeps dropping. It keeps dropping. Now, AEW gets started, and it's competition, yes, but if you want to drive up your ratings or put or light a fire under somebody to do better, they need competition. The WWE has not had competition since they bought out ECW, since they bought out WCW, so I think, and just think about this: AEW gets started, and it's going to be on Wednesdays, and all of a sudden, WWE, their NXT, their next show, is now going to compete against them so quick. They could have started on Wednesdays a few months ago, but they start when AEW starts, and that's a competition. I don't know if they're trying. I don't know if one is trying to bury the other, or if it's literally, if we are pitted against each other, the people's natural tribalistic ways will make them say, I want this, but let me check this out so I can compare it to that. And just like the Monday Night Wars, where people jumping from channel to channel, their views and ratings will fluctuate, but only upwards, not down. Maybe that's what they're trying to do. I'm not saying that's what they are doing, but maybe it's what they're trying to do.
Okay, that's true. That's true. Let's say if WWE anyway wanted really to start a promotion wars, actually yeah, I don't know. NXT is to me is the best show that WWE has, and uh, I'm not a great fan of WWE. I was back in the days. I okay. Now we are not here for speaking about WWE, but what they
Yes.
did the past week. I didn't saw the show, but I saw some segments from the WWE show, and I saw an angle where Bobby Lashley kissed in front of the crowd, really kissed the wife of Rusev, Lana. They really kissed in front of the audience, and for what I know, Rusev and Lana really married, in life. And I find it a desperate way to bring back the Attitude Era. and,
I was just thinking, what's the kiss got to do with wrestling? That was my thoughts. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I saw. A desperate way to bring back the Attitude Era or the first years of the
Yeah,
2000.
they bringing back the Attitude Era, and what AEW, their product. When I did, my podcast, me and Cedra talked about it. I was like, it just brought back everything that WCW was, because this, as WCW was all right, and it started to tank because the match quality dropped a lot. But because for the angle of the NWO, which killed a lot of stuff. But they brought that back. So I'm not seeing that much different. The only thing different is the hardcore stuff in AEW. That's really the only true difference. Right now, it's literally like the NWO, which would be the top brass of AEW, just showing off and showing up, and they're going to own the show from opening to ending. So that right there, some people are not going to like that. That Cody, the Young Bucks, Omega, and whoever their closest friends are going to, headline the show and open the show. The opening and the main event, those are the most important parts of any wrestling show. So,
Let's say
you know,
there are also, let's say, of course, wrestling is a business, and um, of course, it's their work, and they try to make profit and
yes,
so much profit as possible. And let's say that those vice presidents, they call them, I don't know if they are real on paper vice presidents or only in kayfabe, let's say. I
Yeah,
don't
it's hard
know.
to.
I don't know that honestly, but
Honestly, I wouldn't even say it's kayfabe because they don't even bring it up. They don't bring it up on any show of their status.
They did it. They did it.
Oh, they did?
During some segments and interview, they clearly say that they are vice
Oh,
presidents. If I'm not wrong, maybe I can be wrong. I saw some interviews before the big events in the past months, and there was like
you know what?
under
I'm
the
at a
the names, there was like vice president or
I'm at a
something like that.
disadvantage to that because I wasn't even watching those interviews and stuff because the shows are 4 hours. Those shows are 4 hours. I didn't want to spend a fifth hour watching the repetitive interviews. So I would just wait for the show.
Yeah, they were maybe the week before or something like that. I barely followed that things. I'm not following everything. But uh, what I wanted to say is that um, those people like Young Bucks, Cody Rhodes, Kenny Omega, they are honestly the most famous uh, guys from
They're
A-
famous. I'm not
AEW,
going to deny that.
and probably they are, of course, uh, since they have a lot of power in booking and everything, and they are the most famous. Okay, they try to 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 pull AEW, and if if they're good, maybe they start first to uh, promote their self as the best in the company. Let's say also, for example, uh, uh, what happens also the past show was the main event. The Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, they were obliterated during the main event, for example, but we're going to talk about that later. But they can use their power, their popularity to first pull the show up and then to promote other new wrestlers that are not well known to the crowd and maybe give a big push to those less known wrestlers. And that can be also in the first, of course, in the first weeks, months of a new company, you have to rely on the most popular wrestlers, and now at the moment they are Rhodes and Omega and the Young Bucks and of course Chris Jericho, that is the champion, of course, now.
Yep. I mean, what you said, that honestly, that's the path that I'm hoping that they do take. Use their fame and popularity to bring the show up and then slowly fade away, per se, to let others rise, because AEW would be a really good thing for that, to let new people join and get airtime and rise up, and then hopefully get a large roster where they can do road shows, and spot shows and things like that, while their flagship show, is like kind of where those that are proving themselves on the road and things like that can shine and maybe get those title shots and things like that, instead of it just always being the Bucks, Omega, and Cody and Jericho, because that's not going to work if you see those in every main event status on every pay-per-view for a year or two. That's not going to work. People are going to get bored with that in probably 3 months, really. So,
Of course. It's just everything is just new. A lot of money was invested. A lot of, I heard, $100 million, maybe, I don't know, in this
oh
company.
yes, a whole lot was
And
invested, and it looks good. The show looks good. The picture looked good. Everything looked great. It didn't work completely perfect, but nothing will. You got to work out the bugs, and figure it out.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
honestly, I would say safely, if anyone's listening, I suggest give them until springtime in 2020. It's gonna be they're starting at a really starting in the fall and winter. That's yeah, your ratings go up because people are inside more, but that's that's a hard part. That's a hard part because the cold is going to mess with a lot of equipment and stuff. So they're starting off in the worst part possible. Viewer part, great area. Technical, worst area they could be in. So, but I'm going to give them until spring. That's what I'm going to do. And I enjoyed this first show. I did. Little elements, not happy, but I enjoyed the whole first show. So, we can go and get into that if you want with these matches.
Yeah, we can talk a little bit about the matches now and just make this little bit of summary about the whole card.
Yeah.
The opening match was Cody Rhodes, or the American Nightmare Cody, they call him now.
Yeah.
American Nightmare versus Sammy Guevara. That was the opening match.
Yep, the Panda Kid.
Then we had MJF, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, that fighted against Brandon Cutler. I can't remember his name. Is Brandon Cutler?
Yeah, Brandon Cutler.
Then
I thought it was like 2 T's or something like that, but
Hangman
yeah,
Page.
Brandon Cutler.
Yeah, Hangman Page and Pac.
Yeah, Pac. I've been told not to call him Pac. He's Pac.
I honestly, I don't know. I should call him Pac. Then what we had after that, was it women's title match or?
I believe it was the women's because the one I'm looking at is out of order. It's out of order. Let's see. It was Cody and Sammy Guevara, MJF, Brandon Cutler, Adam Page, Pac. Then it was Nyla Rose versus Riho, and then it was Omega and the Bucks, or the Elite versus Jericho and the 2 mystery partners. And this right here, I really wish I should have found a better one. What site am I on? Because I don't like the way this look. WrestlingNewsWorld.com. It's not showing it right. I want to see it right, damn it. That's what I want.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's speak about first match first, of course. And Cody Rhodes, everyone knows him. Family tradition, son of Dusty Rhodes. So, the face of the company in every sense, the true face of the company, and
yes,
I'm happy for him because sadly Cody Rhodes was a joke a couple of years ago. Someone decided to give him that terrible Jimmy of Stardust.
I liked his music. I liked the mannerisms, but I didn't like the gear and the attire. I didn't like all the paint and stuff.
Let's say honestly, that was already a gimmick like that, and okay, his brother, and
yep,
I found it terrible to copy a gimmick like that 20 years later. And first of all, was a disrespect against what the gimmick of Goldust was, I suppose. Something that doesn't work anymore, really, in this new era, and of course, to me, not suitable for a guy like Cody Rhodes. And
no, not at all.
But okay, everyone know Cody Rhodes, went then in Ring of Honor, New Japan, big career, fighted for the NWA title against Nick Aldis. Uh, yeah, he saved his career. This guy leaving WWE, he saved his career. He was no more happy there, and I'm happy now. At least I can say I'm happy because I'm a person that is never too happy for people that I don't know. But I'm happy that he changed his path and now he does what he loves in a good way. He has creative control, and that's good. That's good.
Yes, very good.
Because
I mean, this Cody is now. Yeah, he was not looking good in WWE. Then he was trained WWE style. So when he goes to New Japan, he's used to stalling for 5 and 10 minutes, trying to build the crowd up, trying to get heat on them, and the crowd gets bored with that. After the first 3 or 4 taunts, go ahead and get started with your match. So, and I wasn't a fan of that stuff anyway. But it seems like something happened, and he really matured. Something just clicked for him, and now you can see on his face he's serious. He's focused in that ring. He's got his own persona. He's getting started with the matches. You know, um, he switched from heel. And I know heel got to do certain things, but I think it was too over the top. But now he's more of a neutral baby face
yeah,
sort of area.
yeah,
And he's getting right to the matches faster.
it's
He's
very in
getting,
shape also with his
yes.
body.
So, he's looking good. And I'm enjoying his matches now. I'm actually enjoying it instead of just being bored out of my skull. I'm enjoying to see him in the ring.
Yeah.
And I think I like this. Cody is the one I like. Right here, right in the middle. He could go good, he could go bad, but he'll be consistent. That's what I'm hoping, and that's what makes a champion, even when they don't have a belt. That makes a champion, that uncrowned awesomeness. So I hope he stays this way.
Yeah, he doesn't need the belt. He doesn't need the championship around his waist. So I would say he doesn't need it.
No, he doesn't.
He's already popular. He's doing great, and he has also to manage a lot of things in the backstage. So he doesn't have time to be champion, I guess, and he's good.
Yes.
Then, yeah, most of the people, I guess, speaking about the opponent for the night for Wednesday night, Sammy Guevara, most of the people doesn't know him. I guess the average wrestling fan that is not so well known with pro wrestling, let's say, that is not an hardcore fan, maybe they don't know him. He's very young. I guess he's around 20, if I'm not wrong. I don't know exactly, but he's very young, around that age. I saw him first 2 years ago, if I'm not wrong, in Lucha Underground, and I was already impressed from him for his high reliability, for his big stance from top rope or jumping outside the ring. And in general, I like him. It's a little bit. I'd like to call him the Justin Bieber of wrestling. I don't know.
Oh crap! I'm
he,
not a Justin Bieber fan. I am just
no,
not.
me neither. Totally not. But he looks like a little bit Justin Bieber character.
That's my issue with him. He just looks like some punk kid that has no respect for anything. Now, if he wants to be a heel, he's got the right attitude and persona for that. Yes, he do. But if he wants to be neutral or babyface, he's got to drop the douchebag. He's got to drop that persona because it looks terrible.
Yeah, he was face a couple of years ago in Lucha Underground, and he was tagging. He had some tag matches also with. I can't remember the name now at the moment, but he was doing not bad. He was doing not bad at all. If I'm not wrong, he was tagging with Sonny Kiss and the girl with the red hair that was also at the AEW event show, Evilis, if I'm not wrong, Ivilis.
Uh, I would not even know. I would
Uh,
not even know. I didn't ever watch Underground past its
but
first year.
was not a bad face to me anyway. It can be both. It can be both. Yes, yeah. Yes. Anyway, this a little bit Justin Bieber attitude. The face, the hairs. I don't know. He's an handsome boy. And anyway, speaking about his technicality, and everything, is great. He's great, and I like that kind of, let's say, modern American lucha libre. Let's say because he
Yeah,
adapted the lucha libre to the American style.
and he showed that in that match. And that I haven't talked about his performance. His performance was great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
He looked great. His flippy floppy made sense. It was right. It was good. I liked it. I thought he had in-ring presence. He showed his character. You knew this guy was not going to be fun. He was going to be a mean person and get away with what little crap he could. And Cody was the one that was trying to smack him back into place. And he's like, I defy that, and I'm going to show you I'm a jerk. So he did well. I think he did very well.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. He did well. The match was very good. Also, very long. Can be also at the level of some other companies' pay-per-view main event. That match, honestly.
Yep, and it was an opening match,
And
but it should have been later in the day. But I understand why it wasn't.
you know what people maybe forgot. When I speak also sometimes with people, and I'm a person that doesn't like speak too much about wrestling with people, especially in chats. Because everyone has his own idea. But
Yeah,
I read a book about booking. A book was more, yeah, a little text, let's say, some text about the booking in pro wrestling, being a booker, and that's it. You know,
yeah, yeah,
Following that guide or that book, the text, call it how you want. The the rules of pro wrestling very important. And what the people forget, I don't know, that the opening match of the main show must be important as the main event. Must have the same value of the main event. And that's what the people really forgot sometimes, really forget. And they're used to other companies, yeah, promoting just, yeah, low level, maybe unknown wrestler matches as opening for the main show.
yeah.
Other show does this, and that's not good, or meaningless matches.
Your
I
opening match should always dictate the pace of the show.
Yeah, to
You know,
charge
it's
charge the fans, and starting to leave the atmosphere of the night, and already get
yep,
yeah, thrilled, and then
yeah,
you
and then make them learn that lesson because they come in. Let's say they come in halfway through and they say, "I only want to be here for the later matches because those are the really good matches." And then say, "Well, where's Cody?" And say, "You missed him. He wrestled in the first match." And they're
yeah,
like, "What?" It's like, "Yeah, you need to watch the whole show."
yeah, 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 that's true. That's the point, at
And
least.
the opening match, people what companies have done is say, okay, you're the opening match, you're starting, you're supposed to be boring and not that good, get squashed or something. And that right there, it's never been good, because nobody wants to see, an enhancement wrestler, go against, some top talent person, in the opening match and just because it's like, well, I know how this is going to turn out. Let me go look at something else. That's usually what happens, And
To
back
me, with
in
other,
the day,
yeah, to
it
me,
was all main event level matches. Back in the day, 3 matches for damn near 4 hours. So,
yeah, it was other times, of course.
oh yes, other times, other generations, man, other generations. Right before I was born. That was right before I was born. About 3 or 4 years before I was born is when that slowly started to die out.
Uh, I guess I have a little disappointment about the first match. That was that about Sammy Guevara that was a little bit trying to mime that's Tetsuya Naito taunt. I don't know if you saw that.
He's trying to do his taunt. Oh, when he did that his spin and then laid down and whatnot. Yeah. I saw that and I was like, what are you doing, dude? But
it was I don't know. That's Tetsuya Naito,
It had a good effect though. The crowd loved it. Like, he got a pop from it. He did it in his own style, but it's like we know that you took that. We know you stole that. Bring up your own thing.
Was not necessary. It was not necessary.
No, it wasn't. There are too many taunts and things you can do to get the same effect. Way too many.
And then, speaking about the match, we have to say Sammy Guevara He used Brandy Rhodes, the wife of Cody, to defend himself from.
Yes, and it's a good thing she's a wrestler. She can take it.
Yeah, she can take it, of course. She's a wrestler, of course.
Yeah, but it put some serious heat on him. Some of the crowd, I think I saw somebody swipe at him. I think I saw somebody swipe at him. So that's good. That's good heat. That
was a good spot, and that's why I was also surprised at the end of the match when. I was really surprised because then at the end of the match there was an attempt for a moonsault by Guevara, countered with a knee from Cody Rhodes, then in a roll up, a cradle, I don't know. And then 1, 2, 3, Cody Rhodes won.
And I thought that ending was perfect. I thought that was perfect.
Yeah, it was very good, but let it go. Cody Rhodes won, and the result was okay. But my point that I was very surprised. I say, okay, Guevara shake the hands, and honestly, I didn't expect it to see Chris Jericho. Honestly, I don't know. I was surprised. I thought, okay, why he just used his wife to defend himself, and then they shake hands. Cody say, okay. And
it didn't make sense.
It didn't make sense, but okay, maybe looks like that they're starting to forming affection with Jericho, Guevara, and some other guys, and
it looks like it.
Maybe it can be the beginning of affection in All Elite Wrestling, the very first original affection of heels. There, was good to see Jericho, also the world champion, the heel world champion, attacking Cody Rhodes after the first match. It was pretty brutal, also a little bit with it. It was good. It was a good ending of the first match. I guess everything was perfect. Only that taunt from Guevara, I found it the only little spot in a perfect opening from a new company.
Sammy Guevara needs to work on showcasing his heelism, because when he shakes the hand, it looked genuine, and that's where it went wrong. It looked genuine, like, hey, look, good match. Let's be friends. No, and then he's kind of glancing behind Cody, and I'm like, why do you keep looking past Cody? And then the fans are erupting, and Cody's like, I have to act like I don't know what's going on. And Guevara's like, I'm trying to say that something's going on. And I'm like, dude, stop looking past him. And what Guevara should have done was like extend his hand. And Cody is like, I don't know. And what he should have done was, shake my hand and show it aggressively. Like, come on, you can trust it. Come on, shake my hand. And Cody's like, man, I don't know. And then the crowd's erupting because they know Jericho's coming. But Guevara should be focusing on shake my hand at all costs. And then when Jericho comes in, he should have pushed Shivani aside, show his extra heelism, and then attack, attack Cody. And then, but Guevara He back up like, I've got nothing to do with this, nothing to do with it. And I'm like, no, dude, you know, you, that's where it went bad. There were too many miscues, not portraying the heel thing right. Even though what happened later, it still would have worked because it would make sense. But it looked like, no, I don't have it. Like Guevara's like, I have nothing to do with this. That's their thing. I'm out. And he leaves, and Jericho goes to whooping on Cody for a while, and, doing a power bomb spot on the chairs. But still, Guevara, he killed it. He killed it, and Jericho had to bring it back because I don't think that jumping should have lasted that long. Jericho had to bring it back. It was,
somehow, yes. I was a little bit confused in that moment. But yeah, I was, he's a young man, and the experience, and
he'll get there. He'll get there.
And honestly, you said that he shows perfect as a heel, Sammy Guevara. He tried to be, but to me, for what I saw, he's more suitable to be a face. He's a good-looking young man and with a nice smile, and
he would be a better face.
He did it okay. He did it okay as heel, but I would use him as a face in my own promotion.
Yes, because he doesn't. He's got the baby face.
He's got the baby face.
He's got the baby face, clean shaven face. He doesn't look mean. He doesn't look like he could whoop somebody. He looks like somebody that should get whooped, and you cheer for it, and he makes the comeback. He might win, he might lose, but you cheer for him anyway. That's the look he has, and I just call him the Panda Kid right now because he come up the panda on his head, but why? I don't get it. Maybe it's part of his name. Maybe it's a gimmick he can't let go of.
I found it also strange. It's a new thing. It's a new thing. I don't know. We will see why. I don't know. Maybe to create some heat because panda are usually cute animals and they are protected and there are not much on the planet and having
and you show a dead panda on your head, people are gonna be mad.
That's maybe to like the fashion guy who doesn't give a fuck about the nature and let's kill a panda to make a hat. I don't know, just to heat up the people against him. But honestly, it was, to me, I knew Guevara as a face, and he did a couple of matches. Let's say I saw a couple of matches in the first events from him, and I didn't understood that he was heel. Honestly, until he used Brandy Rhodes as a shield, I didn't understood. Honestly,
I could tell he was a heel from the beginning. His promo. That's not somebody of a face.
I didn't saw the promo. I didn't.
Okay.
I missed the promo somehow, and
the promo made me just kind of look down. I'm like, well, this is, he's just some punk kid. He's like someone I couldn't take serious as a pro wrestler. That's how his promo looked.
Oh yeah. Promo, but I didn't pay attention. That's why,
and then he comes out, he's doing all the taunting, and disrespecting stuff. But it's like what you would think a kid would do, not a grown person would do. Like somebody that's about 14 or 15, like the Nanny Boo Boo type stuff. That's kind of what he was doing. Not, I could tell it was a heel because of that. It didn't come across as something that I want to hurt him over. It just came off as you're a jerk.
Look, I guess we said a lot about this first match now.
Yeah, we have. So we can move on.
More than enough, but it was important to speak about the first match a lot because it's the first match of a new company on a television show, and they did great opening, no flows, just little spots, but are subjective, I guess for the not so critic wrestling fan, I'm not too critic normally, but for a not so critic wrestling fan, it was a perfect experience seeing this opening match. And
yes, and they make them want to see the next match.
Yeah, and speaking about the second match, we had the MJF versus Brandon Cutler. MJF, yeah, will be probably in the future the yeah, people hates him. He's great. He's as great.
He's the number one heel.
Yeah, let's say now the number two because we have Jericho now as number one on
He's a
paper. On paper,
he's a better heel than Jericho.
he's a better heel than Jericho. Uh, but he's a genuine heel. He's uh, he's a funny heel to see. You know, you like to see him, and I don't know how to say. He's not violent.
Nope.
He has great skill with the microphone,
Yes.
and I found it very nice also that at a certain point during this, um, is very modern also what he says. You know, with the with the
He's
modern
such
culture, and
he's such a dick.
and I found, I don't know if you noticed that at a certain point during the entrance, he put his bubble gum. He threw the bubble gum to the crowd. He had the chewing gum in his
No, I
mouth,
didn't see that.
and he just threw it to the
Good
crowd
grief.
without even looking at the crowd. Just
He
doing
just threw it into the crowd.
like if it's normal. And that was fun, of course. I don't know if someone got MJF, yeah, chewing gum on his face. Probably someone in the crowd,
Oh,
but that was fun. Um,
and that's a page out of Kurt Hennig in a sense.
I don't know. Let's say as wrestling ability is is good, but nothing extraordinary new. Is is a good wrestler. I just saw a few matches from him only in a All Elite Wrestling. I didn't knew him before, and
Ah,
personally, I don't know if he had another name before or.
no, he's MJF in both promotions. You can check him out in Major League Wrestling. That's on YouTube.
Yeah, you told me about Major League Wrestling. I never saw that.
He's a good heel there too. He actually pulls himself back in Major League Wrestling. But in this AEW show, he comes out and he's like, "You're nobody. You suck. You got kids and they have to know you're a loser." And he's whooping him in the ring. He's like, look at the TV and tell your kids you're a loser." And I'm like, what the hell, dude? I'm like, this MJF is the heel that makes you want to see him hurt. And that's a good thing. Wrestling is missing this level of heelism. It is missing it. And MJF is the only one that's actually doing it. This he looks like a douchebag. He acts like a douchebag.
He is a douchebag.
Yes, he is a douche face. MJF is a dick.
Also about Brandon Cutler, I didn't knew him. For what I understood, he's a friend of the Young Bucks from high school or something like that.
Yeah, so it's kind of like now your friend, you're getting pushed in because you're friends. And when I did my podcast, I said that this match should have been the first match. I'm gonna have to recant that because the first match does set the pace. It's just, like how is this gonna follow that? Because you want a better match each match, and I realized that's not really the way one should go. So a few things I'm actually rethinking and viewing about pro wrestling. I'm always trying to evolve and learn. So, I still got growing to do. Never stop learning.
Yeah, pro wrestling is a creative process, and we have also to say maybe what you like, I don't like, and vice versa. So there is a lot of to say, but
yeah,
what is right for me can be wrong for you, and that's why there are
yep, that's what opinions vary.
That's why also why there are like 20, 30 kind of different style for promotion, from hardcore, extreme hardcore to comedy promotion, lucha style, story driven promotion. Yeah.
Yep, there are lots of things. and there are lots of ways to go. It's just what's going to make it to mainstream and what's going to get people believing what you do. You
Yeah.
know, that's the question. What makes so if you do all the hardcore death matches, no one's going to believe it. And you're actually getting hurt and you're hurting others, but no one's going to believe it because it looks just dumb. And it's
But
good for laughs. It's good for laughs, and for others it's fun. But at the same time, it's like, well, after you get that level of damage, if you have a regular match with someone, you should just kind of beat them because you've gone through much worse.
I honestly love hardcore wrestling. I want always to see how far they can go and how crazy they are. Like there are some, if you just check on YouTube or some compilation of best hardcore matches in the history from Combat Zone Wrestling, or the best, or the most violent, more than the best, the most violent. Because saying the best match, the, you just need to be crazy to get some neon tubes on your head, or be nailed with a nail machine on your forehead,
I
or
If I did hardcore matches, if I ran hardcore matches, they would be roughly maybe 4 to 6 minutes long. They would be very brutal. There would be lots of blood. There would be lots of attacks with major weapons, and they would be done. I
yeah,
mean, that done not in fired or released from contract, but you want it to look like when someone gets hit with a bat, the most likely they're going to be down unless they get a foot on the rope, hand on the rope, or something. So if I did hardcore matches, there would be no DQ, obviously, no ring out count, and definitely I would keep the ring ropes in play. You know,
yeah,
and in hardcore matches, there's something that nobody does. Nobody uses the ring anymore. Nobody does. Nobody like get a keyboard. Get a keyboard. Get that wrestler, hit him in the abdomen with the keyboard, tie him up in the ropes, and just wail on their head and their abdomen with that keyboard. Wail on them, beat them down, take them out and try to pin them. And it's a keyboard, so it's like, really, how much damage could it be? But people would like to see the keys flying everywhere, and then they'll most likely kick out. It's just certain things I think should happen. If you hit them with a sledgehammer, they should stay down. That's it. Sledgehammer,
yeah.
done.
True.
Light tubes, kick out every time. Certain things, the way I would run it.
Uh,
Just
um, of
you
course,
know,
let's say this promotion will be far from hardcore, very hardcore.
no,
Uh,
they're gonna probably bring back Darby, and then Darby and them might come back.
uh, of course, they are not going to show what like Combat Zone Wrestling has done in the past, but also is also positive, because that level of violence is not needed in a wrestling show. It's hardcore
No, it
wrestling,
was
and
not.
uh, hardcore wrestling is not a wrestling that is suitable also for TV. Otherwise, yeah, they just can't. They just can't.
I think
Uh,
there are ways to do hardcore wrestling and make it look legit. It's just you have to be very strategic about it. I really do. I think you have to. I have hope for things that people might not have any hope in. You know, so I think there's a way to do it. I really do, and make it look really good, really messed up, but make sense at the same time. I think there's a way. I don't know, but I do think there is a way. I got a couple of things in mind, but that's not for this show. So just want to throw that out there.
yeah, man.
Um,
Uh,
so MJF, he wins. He beat Brandon Cutler.
yeah, yeah. Very, let's say, very, very quick. He made a statement, and that's good to uh, raise as top heel for the future. Just starting getting pretty fast, good victory. Brandon Cutler did a couple of nice spots. Match was nothing special, but was good.
Brandon Cutler showed emotion during that match. He showed emotion, so
I
that makes me want to see him again. I want to see him again, and I
I
like to see in the future him going against MJF, but look improved. I would like to see that. That's what I would like to see.
it was good at the end of the match. That the armbar. Brandon Cutler was already having some issues with his arm. Then he lost the balance from the turnbuckle. He hurt the knee. If that was good. If everything was already on schedule, let's say.
Yep, Fujiwara armbar. I love a Fujiwara armbar.
And
I love it.
and it's time also to show on mainstream that the wrestling matches you just, let's say that in a wrestling match you are going to win not only with your signature finisher, because otherwise,
Yes.
after a while, it gets boring. It's
Yep. Oh, there's his finisher.
oh,
It's
it's a
over.
finisher and one more and finisher and doing 3 finisher in a row to kill your opponent. Come on.
Yep.
That's things that I don't want to see anymore in pro wrestling. A wrestler doing the same time 4 times, 5 times the finisher to kill the undefeatable opponent. That's
Yep.
that's something that I'd rather don't see anymore. And I'm glad that AEW, yeah, do this,
Yep.
and that's great.
Because it shows a competition. Oh, my finisher is this, but his arm is hurt. Let me do this instead.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that.
Me too. Me too. Bring freshness to something that in the mainstream was now boring. Because let's face it, mainstream promotions always use the finisher, and in big events, now it's big events. Let's do the finisher 4 times to beat the big opponent.
Same old, same old.
Mostly, that's what I saw. That was my experience with other companies. And I'm not making any names. If you have good ears, you can understand what I'm what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't want to heat up the things. I'm not I'm not gonna heat up the things. But that was for the second match. We can barely speak about what happens after that match. We saw Angelico and I forgot the name of the other little guy. Anyway, there were you saw there were Silent Bob, Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh yeah, there's little skits and promos and
those are
stuff.
icons. I found it very bad that Silent Bob speaked, because Silent Bob should be silent. But good.
I mean, that's the gimmick. That's the name, Silent
gimmick.
Bob.
Why? Yeah, it was good, just to let Jay speak, but good. Then there were the private party there I saw, and that was a nice catch. I like Jay and Silent Bob. But for what I understood, they were there because Chris Jericho will be in a movie from them. It will
Yeah, I haven't seen any of the Jay and Silent Bob movies.
Oh, they are great.
Normally I was broke or distracted or had more important things to do.
Yeah,
but I'm curious about this, so I'm gonna watch them. I'm gonna watch them. So when the new one come out, I'll be able to be up to point.
There are a little bit comedy movies for stoners, a little bit, because they blow weed all the time.
Yep. But yeah, they were to be the new generation of Cheech and Chong. So I'm curious to see it. I get tired of seeing depressing stuff all the time. I want to see some comedy, some relaxing comedy. So yeah.
And they presented also the tournament. There will be a tag team tournament soon. Let me see if I.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do a prediction show on that one, because I already. Pretty much. I can't remember all the teams in it, but Young Bucks going to win the whole thing. It's going to be Young Bucks or Lucha Brothers to win the whole thing.
If they are smart, not. Okay, I found the schedule. There will be the Young Bucks versus Private Party. Will be
Young
Lucha
Bucks
Bros versus the Jurassic Express, the Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy, right, is his name?
Yep, Jungle Boy.
the best friends, Beretta, and what's the name of the other guy? Trent Beretta, and
Chuck Taylor, Chucky T, and I don't know.
I can't
It's one
remember
of them.
now. But the best
It's
friends,
Chuck.
they were in NJPW also. They did a great. They did great in NJPW, by the way. SCU and the Dark Order. Dark
Yup.
Order can be something, honestly.
They can. They
I
can.
like them. I like those kind of gimmicks, honestly. I don't understand why. Maybe I didn't follow it the last show from AEW, the last big event they had. I didn't watch it much. I just saw some highlights. Um, I guess they were there or the show before. I saw them anyway with all the latex guys in the ring and blah blah blah. Very scary, nice gimmick. They, let's say, I don't know why they decided to let them join directly the semifinals. The Dark Orders will be in the semifinals. There will be no quarterfinals for them. Maybe they had a match before, but I didn't know. I didn't knew. I don't think so. There was a tag match for this tournament, for the World Tag Team Championship tournament. So they will join the semifinal without having a quarterfinal, but good. Maybe they had not enough tag teams, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, then we have to speak about Peck and Adam Page match. It was later. I didn't follow with the match much because I was busy with other things at the moment. So maybe you are going to speak more about this match, I guess. In general, I can say for the little, because I was doing other things, I just checked at the match, and yeah, the match was in general, I can say a good match, good finish of the match. Yeah. Maybe you can speak it more in detail about that.
Which match we talking about?
Page and Peck.
Page and Pack. That match was hard hitting. It was much more often than it. The match told the story of Page working hard to get the advantage, could never keep it, but he was like high paced, hitting left and right, and then Pack. He took the beating. He did well. Then he slowed it down, and he went into his style. He controlled the pace at the end. The match expressed whoever dictates the pace most likely wins the match. And it was good. Both of them, they got, in general terms, they got their shit in. Pat, he's got a vast array of moves to devastate someone.
Absolutely.
He did great. He did the twisting shooting star press off the top. He hit that, and he went right into the double arm bar or rings of Saturn, or as he calls the brutalizer. I like that from the standing position a whole lot more, but he got that in, the double arm ringer crossface, if you want to call it something else. He got that in. Now he won the match with it, but here is where it falls flat. This is where Pac's gimmick is falling flat. All right. He puts the brutalizer on, and the ref immediately calls for the match. The opponent never taps, never tries to get to the ropes, although they were right at the ropes. He could have even threw a foot up there, but it's automatic, done. And the only one that was doing that was Low Key in Major League Wrestling with these one-hit knockouts. The last two from Low Key didn't look so well. But when it comes to this, Pac, they need to make it a struggle. You need to make it so that they're not responding, then you call it quits. Referee's discretion. You can't just say, oh, he's been in the move for 3 seconds, call the match, it's over. No. And for this one, I don't even think it was that. So,
yeah.
What you mean? See, come on over here and talk. Come on. Come on. You want to talk? She all disagreeing. What you disagree with? You think, 3 seconds in the submission hold and just get man. Not that it wasn't. Yes, the 3-hit moves into the submission. He looked like a corpse. Called the fucking man. He wasn't moving. It wasn't 3 seconds. He wasn't moving. He wasn't struggling. He was a corpse. It should have been called. It was that shit they should have done for Ospreay and didn't. And then again, my minds get changed again. Okay, so in case you didn't hear that, what CJ was saying, I heard. Okay, so it came in clear?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It was a corpse. Like, it was not moving. The referee called him.
Yeah. You know, he take 3 big moves and he just laying there. It's like putting the move on. It's like, I'm just gonna do this.
Was it critical? It was like 3 criticals. It was like three criticals. And here's what Pac did, this was the fun part of the match. Only because when you do something that you don't have to do, it can either look stupid or look great. And this is one of the times where it looked great. Pac, he's a bad guy. He's a heel. Okay, fine. The whole match, he's on the up and up. It's wrestling. He does his thing. And then near the end of the match, just because he was already beating the hell out of Paige with wrestling, he just says, you know what? I'm going to do the trick knee / mule kick, with the ref distracted, just because. He didn't need it. He just did it. So it honestly, it got a laugh from me. It did. Pac in general is somebody that I look at and I think this guy is dangerous. And he wrestles like it. Yeah. He looks it. He wrestles it. Pac is a freaking force. I like Pac. And he's right. Him and Hangman Page, they need to have a rematch. Not the next show, but the show after. That's what they need to do. And maybe Hangman Page goes over in that. Then get to the pay-per-view, and that could go for like a 2 out of 3 falls match or something. That's how I would do that. I honestly expected to see Hangman Page as champion now, but
I was thinking that too.
But it will be a good feud between Page and
Pac. If they do it.
Yeah, they
because they could have a great feud. They could be a show stealer. They really could.
Yeah, absolutely. The match in general, as I told you, I just saw a little bit. I was not looking at the match in deep. I was just checking a little bit here and there, some fragments of the match. In general, it was good. Good moves. Pac is always guaranteed that he can deliver. A great show.
Yes,
that guy is since the times from other promotions, and that's the security. As you said, yeah. Let's hope that they will bring up something that will endure for a couple of months and then end in something epic, maybe with a special stipulation, maybe hair versus hair match.
Yeah, if you want to get loony, hair.
I'd love to see it without hairs. He looks like Psycho with the hairs. I think about him both.
Yeah,
he look like the ultimate psychopath without hairs, I guess.
He would too. Damn, he really would.
Yeah, man. I guess we can go further now in talking about Rio and Nyla Rose and the women's title.
And I'm pretty sure we've pissed off a lot of people by now. It's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse.
I'm happy about the result. The match was good in general. I'm speaking very quick now. The match was good. I love both of Nyla Rose and Rio.
Yes.
I have a weakness, of course, for Japanese young girls from Stardom and other promotions. So I'm happy 100% that Rio won. And that also bring the culture of this Kawaii, because it's Kawaii wrestling, let's say. It was cute.
Yeah.
thin girls who fight in the ring that many people uh, doesn't have this. They don't know what kawaii wrestling is, and uh, I love it. I like it. I'm not.
And you said what, kawaii wrestling?
Yeah, kawaii is just cute girls. Cute means just cute. I call it like that, kawaii wrestling. Because means just cute is a cute culture from Japan, and there are
Oh, I
all
see.
these these young girls. You can see in Stardom girls from 14 fighting in the ring, like Starlight Kid, or she's 16, 17 now, but at the time she was 14 when she started. For example, I'm not an hardcore fan, but I always enjoy to see them fighting in the ring. They are cute, and I prefer Stardom than other big promotion. One more time I say, and these girls, they put a very big effort. I saw them training, not person, but they do a great job, and they believe in what they do. And honestly, I'm not very technical expert. Um, they 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 lack of technicality, some of those young girls, but Rio did amazing. I have to say I love the spot when Rio used her knee and with full force jumped with a knee on the face of Nyla Rose 2 times to throw her outside the ring, and then
Yeah.
she decided to yeah.
She did.
to
I mean, the hit and run style is what she should have stayed with,
and
and it
yeah,
would have made sense, But someone, how can I say this? The crowd was split. They wanted both of these wrestlers to win, and that's kind of what you want when you got, the unknown monster heel that is an instant fan favorite, versus the super cute but hard to kill Joshi.
but
So
that's perfect what you said, but I think also they wanted to give a message with this match, because everyone, I guess 99% of the people expected to see Nyla Rose winning. She destroyed everyone in the battle royal, right?
yep.
I was thinking just, okay, there is no chance Rio's gonna win this, and I guess everyone was thinking that. No one expected to see that, and
Logically speaking, it's like what I wrote on Twitter was this match was like Spike Dudley defeating Superman Tony Atlas. That's sort of what I put. That's what it's like when I watch. Man, I'm gonna bring this up. When I watched WWE, one of the last times I was watching it, it was Rey Mysterio Jr. He defended the heavyweight title, against Batista, and it looked terrible. It looked terrible. This match was not nearly that bad, but yet there were parts where I'm like, come on now. There were little spots, and I'm just like, don't do that. Nyla Rose did good. Riho did as phenomenal as she's always done. But I think instead of trying to go back into her natural repertoire and trying to tie up with her, I think she should have hit and run, drop kicks, flying knees, flying elbows, stay away from her, do some diving moves, some swan dive moves, maybe some springboard moves. Just hit and run all day, where Nyla has to chase her to get her, opposed to keep going in and trying to clutch. You see what I'm saying?
yeah. Yeah, some things I found it a little bit, yeah, of course, maybe uh, Rio hammer throwing back in the ring, Nyla Rose a little bit, she doesn't have the power, but I guess, I don't know, this girl is maybe, I don't know, 140 pounds less, maybe 125, 130. I'm gonna check now, because
Well, Riho, she's got to be somewhere around that 96 pounds, and I'll
96.
and I would say 96. She's super short and she's thin. You know, and Nyla Rose has got to be somewhere around that 250 area. She's got to be. I don't care. They put the bill weight at 187. No way.
Nyla Rose is probably also more than 250. I don't know at the moment.
I'm being kind and generous, but when someone that size does a diving knee drop to the side of your head, you're pretty much done. When someone that size puts on a perfectly executed Death Valley driver, you're done. You know, you're done. Just some things.
They say that build weight is 93.
Smaller than what I thought.
Well,
okay.
And this girl is
build weight. That means she might be smaller.
She might
22.
I guess she's around the 55, 60. I guess. I don't know.
Is it Nyla?
No.
Okay, Rio.
In Rio, I guess. Speaking about kilograms, she's around the 55. I guess. I don't know. But she's a young girl. I'm seeing here. She's born in 97, 22 years old. Well, it's phenomenal. But it's good that they bring in this mix of culture in wrestling and bring in a Japanese athlete in United States, and they let this worker show up. She did pretty perfect in the match, Rio, to me.
I think she did great. I think the match was good. If she's gonna win, please make it make sense. She's gonna lose, it would have looked right. But the problem is the dead giveaway was when they displayed the women's title belt. That was made for a small-waisted woman, not someone Nyla Rose or small-waisted. They're belts you can make, and they're interchangeable. This one was like, nope, we made it for small girl. So,
but that's the point, that they want to also to mock a little bit. I guess one more time WWE with this. I guess like they did in other occasions, AEW, like. WWE normally, what happens in the past, big womans winning the title or very badass womans, and bringing the unexpected is at the end the thrill of the wrestling, I guess, or in general for everything, for every story, bringing the unexpected, and they did great with that. A little bit mocking, I don't know. If it was WWE, that was for sure a victory. 5 minutes, 4 minutes match. Boring and plain, I guess, and a victory from Nyla Rose if it was a WWE match, to me.
Yeah, Nyla Rose would have won hands down, real easy.
Yeah, maybe with a ridiculous finisher.
Probably.
Yeah, the match in general was fine. I have not much to say honestly about this. Also, there were some couple of spots that were extreme, like the superplex from Rio from the top rope.
Yeah, I'm like, how you get that big girl up? But at the same time,
things, yeah, they were
them Joshi girls. When you watch them wrestle each other, they're stronger than what they look like. Yeah. I'm gonna give it that. I've watched them throw awesome or amazing Kong around the ring. I've seen this, and and Kong did not help them. I watched this quite a bit, so
okay.
I've seen it, and I'm like, once I've seen it, it can be done. So her superplexing her, especially when she's got I'm gonna say at this point you have to have the lower base advantage. Yeah, it's possible. She didn't necessarily lift her, more so than it pulled her off and threw her back. So it made sense.
Yeah.
A contradiction of what I said, just previously, but Yeah, you had to think about it while I was talking. So yeah,
No, it's not that, of course, works in a wrestling match, something like that. The crowd was enthusiastic about that, but, I was a little bit unreal, seeing a little girl like Rio lifting from, yeah, top rope, superplex, a
yeah,
little bit, yeah, But yeah, then yeah, we have a new champion, the first champion of AEW, Japanese younger
yeah,
Rio, and then after the match, there was that guy that was Japanese guy, that an interviewer. I don't know who this guy was. He got power bombed by Nyla Rose, and
yeah. And I'm like, Nyla, now you're gonna come in and be awesome? No, no. That makes it look terrible. You
I
should have done that to Riho and got the belt. That's what it looks like from a fan's point of view. That's what it looks like.
yeah, Kenny Omega saved Rio then. Um, but what I don't understand in this whole story, the crowd was happy about Nyla Rose debut, and the battle royal was terrible. The Casino battle royal was pretty terrible, honestly. Um,
Yeah.
that they did an event ago, the past event, not this one. But I, I don't know why they used Nyla Rose now as a bad charger, because the crowd was positive about her in her debut, and the people like her, and it's good what they did now. Okay, it's fine, but I don't know. I find it Nyla Rose could be better used as a face. That
Yes,
yeah,
I agree.
that's the only thing, and that's their choice, and it's good, and it's perfect how it went, and I'm very happy that young Japanese girl won a big title from the, the hot promotion of the moment in the woman division, and it's good because I see honestly, and I'm happy about that. People on the internet, because I follow uh, pages or discussions. I'm not discuss much, but I read, and I almost never reply. But I like to read what the people think, and I'm starting to understand it, that until AEW did an important thing. He opened the eyes of the fans. Many fans, of course, knows a lot that there are many promotions, many kinds of different styles. But a lot of fans, until a while ago, they were just believing in one God in wrestling,
Yeah.
not true God. Like we are wrestling, and I'm, you know what what I'm saying now. There was a until a
Yeah,
while ago.
it's just WWE. That's it.
Yeah, I
That's
didn't
it.
want to
Nothing
say to
more.
eat up. I
So
was,
I know, but that's all.
but
That's all anyone had for a
you know,
decade,
you watch
10 plus
because
years.
you watch on TV, and yeah, when I was younger, I was also only watching W. There was internet barely, yeah, was not so like today, and yeah, or you watch WWE or you don't watch anything else. And I was hearing names, things, but it was impossible to find matches back in the days. Uh, and I was very when I was younger, I was much more into wrestling than now. Um, much more. Uh, and now I'm happy anyway that they opened the eyes. Also, give the opportunity to think, okay, there is an alternative. Hey, but wait, there are
Yeah,
100
and all.
alternatives. Now the people, because I saw, people start to speak online about Stardom. People start to speak about other promotions, and yeah, before also we were speaking briefly in our Discord a few days ago, or yesterday, 2 days ago, that yeah, this give an alternative, and also mainstream wrestling channel now they are speaking also about other promotions and not only about WWE, because yeah, I think is important. People have the right to choose what they watch, and monopoly is not is never good. Monopolize something, and yeah,
And yeah, and here's the
that's the result of what WWE became today. They thought, oh, we are everything. We do what we want now. They started to be very peggy, and they started to go just for the merchandise and reply over and over the same people doing the same things, the same matches, and meaningless matches, also in big events, and bad choices of booking, terrible choices of booking, and yeah,
yeah. When the people don't have an option, when they don't have options,
and
they have to just take it, and that's what. And when you have that monopoly, you don't have to listen to the fans. You don't have to, And a wrestling company necessarily shouldn't listen to the fans. But when you have a monopoly and you keep rehashing the same type of storyline and squashing your tag champions and then get a team in, wow, look at this tag team. 3 weeks later, break them up. Hey, here's a faction. This faction is great. Break them up. That's what you get. And it sucks. It's dumb. It's pointless. It's meaningless. And I get it. I get it. You want to find that star within it. The problem is you're trying to find a star within a tag team that you can pull out, a star within the faction that you can pull out and bring them up, but never give them the gold. Never have them be equal or better than your penciled in champion, which is why they're called a paper champion. Never have like for example, Ken Anderson, or Mr. Anderson, whichever you want to call him, he was doing great. Triple H was not happy with that because his popularity was amazing. So they had to nerf his microphone, nerf his self-intro. He just come out to the ring. His popularity died.
yeah.
And then ultimately he was gone from the company, and Triple H didn't have to worry about anyone coming for his title anymore. It's stuff like that happens. Now, AEW, what they're doing that I haven't mentioned yet, but I'm going to mention it here, they're not copying WWE. That's first and foremost. Every company out there tries to copy WWE to some extent, and they fail. You cannot out WWE. You have to be your own.
Yeah.
Important.
Sacred
You try
words.
to be like the big guy, you're going to crumble because everyone's going to say, you're trying to be like what I'm already watching. Screw you. There's no point.
Yeah.
So be your own. And AEW right now is being their own, but they can't just be the elite. They can't just be them. And yes, all elite wrestling, if it's going to be all elite and nothing but the elite, then that moment is going to die. It will not last a year. They will be the highest paid indie company on the planet. They need to just push the elite down and let others rise and show that their company is legitimately a land of opportunity, not a land of scripts. That's what they need to do.
True. That makes perfect sense. And yeah, there is nothing more to add about what you said, I guess. And,
yeah, we can go into the main event if you like.
Of course. Yeah, the main event was a strange match. Was not even.
That was weird.
Was not even an. Ah, man.
I don't know what that was. Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks versus Chris Jericho, Santana, and somebody else.
Santana and Ortiz, I guess.
Ortiz, okay. I could barely hear you, girl. I got the headphones on.
Okay.
Yeah, she was like, Ortiz. I'm like, I heard something, and then you said it. So it was like a weird echo.
Ortiz and Santana. Okay. Honestly, it didn't say nothing to me, that main event. To me. not much, just to build a feud between. Okay, we have forgot to say that John Moxley showed up in the beginning of the match behind Omega. They started to destroy each other's in the backstage until Moxley throw himself through in a glass table, throw Omega and himself into a glass table, and then faded away the image back in the ring, and yeah, the heels Jericho, Ortiz, and Santana. Um, by the way, I'm seeing the images now was a muscle buster that um, I guess that John Moxley pulled on Omega through the table. Was a
Is it the muscle buster or that
I guess
butterfly spike DDT? And look,
ah
it was
something
pointless nonetheless.
something like a Kinniku Buster suplex. I don't know, but was very violent. He made this impact. I was like, what the fuck? Moxley is crazy. You know, throwing yourself in a table like that, but good. We know how Moxley is. He likes to be extreme. He mean it. He want to.
Yeah.
Um, um,
Yeah, I call him. He's either X Moxley or John X, depending on how I feel. And he right now because of that he's X. He's busted down to X because there's a lot to. You can get your point across without doing the hardcore shit all the time. He can just go and I'm not a fan of someone at nauseum doing hardcore. Just always hardcore. Everything has to be hardcore. Chairs or tables. Man, get in the ring and wrestle because the guy is a damn great fucking wrestler. He doesn't need all that crap. I would save that stuff for something major. Not every damn thing you do is boring, is hackneyed, is hokey now. I don't care. A professional wrestling fan pretty much would spit in the direction of Moxley. You know, that's pretty much it. A professional, and I'm being very specific with those words, being very specific. You know, not a hardcore fan, not a I don't know, deathmatch fan. No, I mean a professional wrestling fan. They want to see the competition. Get your heel work, get your babyface work. Somebody runs in, yeah, okay, fine. But over the top stuff like this is not needed. Because right now, what does that signify? Okay, you beat the hell out of them because you obviously are not done from All In. So you come back, you get after Kenny, you beat him down, you get him to the back, and you drop him through glass and wood. Kenny should be hurt. He should not be around for at least 2 weeks. And that would probably usually kill a pay-per-view or a storyline. That's why you don't do stuff like that. What you do is you just beat his ass, humiliate him, leave him lying, foot on the chest or the head or something, and say, I'm dominant, I'm supreme, you can't beat me. Now the person got to be mad and make the comeback. That way they can't come back. Other than, I just got destroyed through a table. Everything broke, I'm cut up.
yeah.
It's just stupid. It's a way about doing things, damn it, and it's
Well,
my goodness.
let's say that's to show how Moxley crazy is first, and yeah, I guess just that's it. And there's not much to say. Many people like that kind of backstage fights, and yeah. So we come back
Yeah,
to the same point. Um, that we were they are doing something for everyone, and in this kind of situation, also for hardcore wrestling fans, people want to see hardcore things. And speaking about the match was fine at the end. I'm not a big fan of the Young Bucks. You see, as you said, also you see a match from them, you saw all the matches from them,
yep.
but they are good. They are very good stance athletes. They are good. Nothing to say. I'm not a big fan of them. I don't know. The heels. They did everything to sabotage them. Great comeback from the Um, Jackson's Young Bucks, great comeback. They have everything in control. Then Jericho interrupts, and yeah, bam, they win. They do their heel stuff, little bit of beat down. Then other wrestlers joins the ring. Cody Rhodes try to help, and then we had the Jack, former Jack Hager, they called him, I guess, here
Yeah.
in AEW. He came to the ring, and Jack Hager, by the way, still, I don't know if we'll be ever going further, but Jack Hager actually is the world champion in Lucha Underground at the last
Oh,
episode. They stopped the rule.
really?
Yeah, he was last episode of Lucha Underground. He won the title. So it was called something else. Jack Strong, I guess, or Jack.
Yeah, Jack Swagger was WWE name.
Yeah, Jack
Uh,
Hager now, and I guess was Jack
yeah,
Strong or Jack Power. I can't remember now. Uh, he's a good superstar, Jack Hager. Let's call him. I guess they call him like that. Uh, he improved himself a little bit, I guess. Now he's doing also MMA.
yep. And he looks good. He came out and he destroyed everybody. It
He's
looked great.
big dude, big guy. Then Dusty Rhodes was also there. Dustin
Yeah,
Rhodes.
yeah, Dustin. I'm like, why is he in his gear?
Yeah,
Maybe that was
I
a
thought the same. I thought the same. Why you are in your gear if you are not in a wrestling match? But good.
yeah, and
Uh,
his outfit wasn't messed up. His paint wasn't messed up, so he didn't wrestle.
no, he
Not in
didn't
some
wrestle.
pre-show. So
No.
I'm like, what is this?
Or
You know,
just to
I'm like,
show up. Just to show up. I don't know. I don't know. That's yeah. I was thinking exactly the same. Why is not? Yeah, he has his gear on, but good. And it was good, as we said. Maybe they starting to forming faction. There were the Puerto Ricans, I guess they are, Ortiz and
yep,
Santana, Hager, also Guevara was there, Chris Jericho, the leader of the heel faction. They destroyed the Rhodes, they destroyed Cody, and they destroyed basically everyone. Then they focused a lot on Hager, so probably, I don't know, it will be Jericho Enforcer. Then I can expect in the future, they are forming a faction for sure, and I guess they have plans for Jack Hager. A lot, of course. They pulled a lot on him, more than on Jericho at the end of the show, the cameraman and everything. So um, I don't know what we can expect next week, and
and that's good because if you know what to expect the next week, the
yeah,
show's already lost it.
and that's good, and that's good. We will see. I hope in my plans to see, because we always see Swagger in WWE. I was not even considering him because the matches for me were very boring. He had no, I don't know, not a real, I don't know.
Well, Jack
Ca-
Swagger
yeah,
in WWE, yeah, he was very
he was,
underutilized. They gave
yeah,
him a stutter. They made him pretty much. If he
he
won
was he
matches,
was
he was
world
against people that
champion.
didn't matter.
He was world champion, if I'm not wrong, in WWE. He
He
has
might have
been.
been.
I don't know.
I
I don't
hadn't watched
follow
it so
much.
long.
I follow WWE sometimes, but very sporadic. I don't follow. I just watch highlights when I have nothing to do, and I just follow some highlights. Um,
Yeah.
I remember Jack Zager anyway from back in the days. Um, I don't know. He's improved a lot. What he did in Lucha Underground was good because there was a lot of comedy behind. He's not a great actor. He's not good with the mic, not at all. Jack Sager,
No, he's not.
but he's just his presence coming down the ramp and the entrance stage and looking impressive, big man, and he's a great heel. And I'm very curious to see him as a face in the future, and because it can be also a good face, I guess. And what I hope, that's not just what I hope. My ideas that in the future is gonna be face and betray Jericho somehow and say, "Oh, Jericho."
At some point, or Jericho's going to verbally abuse him so much he's got to betray him.
We will see. We will see. At the moment, I really don't know what to expect, and as you say, that's a good part of everything.
Yep.
And
Oh, and Jake Hager did something that was so awesome, subtle, but yet very loud, and I love it. He comes in, beats the hell out of everybody, owns the ring, clears the ring,
yeah,
gets up, and then fix his hair. I was like, that was awesome. That was awesome. It's subtle, but it shows like, you see what I just did? Now I'm going to look good. I'm like, yeah, do that thing. Do that. I like it. I like that.
yeah, that was it. We will see. We'll see next week what's gonna happen, and yeah, they're going to have a big pay-per-view in. It will be November, I guess. I don't know, but will be a
Yeah, full
pay-per-view,
gear, full
full
gear.
gear, right?
Yep.
And we will
Yeah.
see. We will see what happens and how they will build until that, and will be the first test, because you know what they had before, they were just single shows, big, all organized, no stories behind, and yeah, we will see.
Yep. Yep. And I hope that they do well enough to get their shows up to, you know what? This 1 hour show was good. It was good. 2 hours would be all right. They do not need to do 3 hours. They don't need to do 3 hours. Just 2 hours tops. That's it. Pay-per-views no more than 2 hours. And I think that'd be all right. I think that'd be good medium right there for everybody.
Yeah. Uh, okay. I guess we said everything, and
Yeah, everything
also
has been said.
more than enough, actually, much more than enough, because we had 1 hour and 37 minutes of talking, and I guess who is gonna watch this? But uh,
Hey, maybe they'll comment along the way. That'd be nice. Should have said that at the beginning, but hey, it's been said now.
okay, yeah, for the people that are until this point, yeah, I don't know. You were tough to follow 1 hour and 37 minutes of wrestling talk.
I
Uh,
do it. I do it 3 or 4 times. I do it 4 times a week, man. Cast and stuff. So and while working on other stuff. So hey, yeah. It ain't like It ain't like I pull up a podcast and stare at the screen. No, I'm doing stuff.
um, yeah, that was everything. Normally we work on efeds here on with our time off. Let's say we are involved with efeding, so for the people that doesn't know, they can watch on the YouTube channel and get info from the Discord and everything. Um, yeah, that's it more or less. And yeah, follow Humble Talent Wrestling on this YouTube channel, and you can also follow other promotions like CR5 Pro from Cedric, also on YouTube. Um, there's the weekly shows. We have a weekly show. And yeah, you can follow Bad News Wrestling, Figure 4 Leg Lock, Promotion New World, New Century Pro Wrestling, True World Pro Wrestling, CAWF. Just follow all this channel if you are interested in efeding, Limit Break Wrestling. Okay, that's it, Cedric. Was fun anyway to talk a little bit about this new sensation. Let's go, All Elite
Yep.
Wrestling, and
All Elite Wrestling.
All Elite Wrestling, and yeah, I I don't know if will be a second episode of this. Maybe.
Depends on how everyone, if everyone like it, comment, share, subscribe, all this other stuff. Let us know in the comment sections or on the Discord channel if you like it. Let us know.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, what you like, shorter, faster, more to the point, yada yada. Critique it. That's how everything improves when you critique and let others know what you would like to see. So, yeah, man. Would you want to see a game running in the background or something? Would you like to see it on HTW and CR Fire Pro? Because I could throw up Discord, not Discord, but OBS Studio and all this. But I thought this would be good just to be on Dubai's only. So yeah, man. All y'all, let us know. Talk to us. We're here. We're here.
We're here, and yeah, have a good day, everyone. Thank you for listening. There is nothing to watch here. And
Yep.
that's it. See you next time with some efeds show or some other talking. And yeah, see you next time, Cedric. And have a
See
good
you.
day.
See you next time.
Bye bye, everyone. See
Bye
you.
bye.